Hello, my friends. Boomy here once again with another video for you, my SWTOR brothers and sisters. How's everyone doing today in the galaxy far, far, far? Oh, it's time to go private, baby. Oh, hey, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all your SWTOR fun, news, guides, and updates right here, right now. My friends, we have a lot to talk about. It's been a day, but we also have a patch. We have an alphabet patch coming our way. C is for cookie. C to blah, blah, blah. It's what it is. We got 7.7.1 C, as in cuckold. I don't know. I mean, you choose what you want it to be. But we have a new patch coming our way. It's going to drop on September 30th. And with this patch, as you're going to see right here, my friends, there's a laundry list of bugs that this thing is fixing. I mean, honestly, at this point, the team over there at Broadsword is busier fixing bugs that they have created than they are creating new content for this game, which is really sad. But we do have bug fixes that are coming our way, and as you'll see right here, it says just like with 7.1 or 7.7.1b, this patch will include various bug fixes and the rest of the game server database upgrades. We anticipate that the maintenance window will require an extended downtime, which is why we are starting earlier than usual. We will work to bring servers up earlier, but again, wanted to set expectation as these upgrades will take a fair amount of time to deploy. A full list of patch notes will be available on Monday, and yeah, they posted this on Friday. I didn't see it, which was weird because I looked on the forums and I didn't see anything, but apparently they did, and I just wasn't seeing it. But here we are. We got the patches. We got a patch coming our way. It's going to fix stuff. It's going to be a very long maintenance period for it. So go ahead and go play other games and have a lot more fun there. But that's not the biggest news that's dropping. No, the biggest news that's dropping, as you're going to see right here, is EA Electronic Arts has been sold or will be sold. This whole thing will not take place until 2027. Maybe I'll do a deeper dive video on this, but I wanted to make you guys aware of what is going on right now. This is going to be big. This is bigger than Microsoft buying Blizzard. This is gigantic. This is big, and a lot of the questions are coming down the road right now of what does this mean for EA? What does it mean for the games? What does it mean for Mass Effect 5? People have been waiting 8 years for that. What does it mean for all these things? What has brought us to this? Well, EA's been in trouble for quite some time because outside of its sports stuff that it does, which is their bread and butter, right? Which is making the company most of its money, but what hasn't been making them a lot of money is the recent flops, being Veilguard being the most recent one that has just flopped hardcore and has cost the company money. The company itself was $20 billion in debt, and it was sold for what? $55 billion. $55 freaking billion. That's a lot of billions. But as you see right here, Grumps says, I mean, I think some of the problems we are seeing in the gaming industry in the last 10 years at least is that, we've talked about it on the channel before. You have a bunch of activists that are coming in at playing developers, and they're putting a bunch of crap in it that the majority of gamers don't care about and don't even want to talk about, don't want to see, they don't want it. We don't care. And Grumps I think makes a great point. It says at the end of the game of EA, the buyout is official. In a $55 billion deal, EA is now owned by a conglomerate which includes Jared Kushner and the Saudis. There is zero chance the studio continues with virtue signaling and DEI shenanigans, not because of Saudis or the Kushners. I have to agree. The companies, the partnership, the conglomerate that has bought EA, that is going through this whole right now, are very culturally, one can consider conservative, culturally very traditional. Now, there's some things I don't agree with. Like I said before, I'm pretty moderate on a lot of my views, but then again, I'm also very not at the same time. But at the same time, I think what it is you have a bunch of people from all different spectrums coming together going, stop destroying our games and preaching to us, just make a good game that we would love to play. Expedition 33, Clair Obscura, being a fine example of that. It is a great game. It gives us just such a story beat that just draws you in, and it's not being preachy, it's not being any of that. And yes, guess what? There are some gay moments in it too, but you know what? At the end of the day, no one cared. Why? Because it wasn't being shoved down your throats. I don't care, like I said, I don't care who you love. I don't care any of that crap. Just don't shove it down my throat. And guess what? We'll have a great day. But you have Endymion also coming out saying, BEA, push a bunch of DEI slop, get bought by private Saudi Arabs. Now private, they can enact their laws into every franchise under EA to follow their belief system. And if you want to know how they think about that, well, guess what? A bunch of the activists out there who think everything is fun and dandy as long as you think as long as they do are going to be finding themselves in a world of hurt. And of course, I was alerted to this by when my stock, because I own some stock in Electronic Arts. This is when I saw when the EA confirms it's been taken private for $55 billion in a $210 per share deal by Saudi Arabia's PIF, Silver Lake, and the Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners. Friends, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know. Now, I know some people are going like, oh, it's Jared Kushner. He's the son-in-law of the Orange Man, bad, blah, septic piercing. At the end of the day, who cares? It's a business thing. Jared Kushner has nothing to do with the government right now. They kind of like separated that part of it. I don't care. It's not just him. It's a conglomerate of very traditional, very culturally traditional cultures and people who have a vested interest in the gaming world, because the gaming world, I believe last year, brought in, what, $200 billion? These people see money signs. Now, one of the things we're probably going to see is you're going to see probably a lot of microtransactions coming in the game, because we all hate that. But the true question comes down to, what happens to Star Wars: The Old Republic? What happens to this game that we love? And the answer to that is, I have no freaking idea. But it does beg the question, what are the devs going to do? Will they be freaking out? Now, EA, when it comes to Star Wars: The Old Republic, especially recently, is literally just a publisher of the game. Broadsword is the one who manages it. They are the ones who kind of like gives the okay and the nod for what them to do. But SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic, is pretty much kind of like left on its own for the leadership there to kind of do what they're going to do, as long as they stay within the line, right? They still have to be approved by LucasArts. They still have to be approved by Disney and all that jazz. And EA eventually probably has to go look over, like, you still making money? Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to the leadership over there at Broadsword, over there at Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm talking about Keith. I'm talking about Eric. I'm talking about the story leads. I'm talking about Jackie. It comes down to those people, especially Keith and Eric, where this game goes and the direction it's headed into. It should be very interesting to see what happens with this takeover, which again does not happen until 2027. So you got a couple years, but that also says it gives the new owners or whatnot a couple years to look underneath the hood, look through the portfolio, and see what is and what is not working. If it is true that they're going to get rid of all the activist crap and the DEI crap, I'm sorry to say, I don't know if SWTOR might survive this one because of how much, I mean, it's not that bad. It really isn't, because you have the choice to do what you want with your character, right? You have the choice to do or portray your character however you want to, and I think that's great. As long as there's a choice to play how you want to play, party on. But I think we're going to see a big shakeup. I honestly think we're going to see a butt ton of layoffs. We're going to see a lot of games that had been planned will be canceled. I'm hoping Mass Effect 5 is not one of them. I'm hoping Star Wars: The Old Republic is not one of them. But at the same time, it would not shock me if you see that more studios are going to be shuttered because of this, and you're going to see a lot of jobs be gone because of this, because a lot of times when a company goes private, that is what happens. You get massive layoffs, you see a lot of restructuring, leadership is nixed and gone, because what they go in to do is go, okay, who are the ones that was leading the ship? Who are the ones that were driving the ship to the precipice that it was going to where this company needed to be bought out, dismantled, and reassembled? And then they get rid of those people. They're gone. So I shed no tears to those people, because EA has been crap for the industry for such a long time. They've made so many horrible decisions. And this is where we're at. We're seeing this all over the industry as well, where a bunch of games that were pushed out to people failed and flopped miserably, and tons of people lost their jobs. Listen, there's a big turnover rate in the gaming industry anyways, because everyone acts like it's a Blizzard's life, right? I've been working on World of Warcraft for 22 years. It's great. I've been there since the beginning. But that is not the norm. You go in, you work on a game, and then when the game's done, if you're not a crucial member to the team, you're gone. And you go and you move on to another game to work on there. That is typically how that goes. It's not a permanent gig for most of the developers out there, depending on what game they're working on and whatnot. If it's a massive, massive game like, I don't know, Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or something like that, yeah, or Diablo series, you're going to keep some of the higher ups, right? They're going to stay there for a long time. But at the end of the day, most games, when a developer's done working on them, they go out looking for something else to do at a different company. It's the nature of the beast. It's just what happens in this industry. So it should be very interesting to see what happens between now and 2027 when this all goes through, and whether or not it'll be allowed to go through, because you have to go through different courts. You have to go through America and the Europe and the EU and all this stuff. There's so many different hands in this cookie jar. That is why it takes so long for these acquisitions to happen. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, SWTOR will be saved. It'll be great. They'll ignore it. Maybe this will be the leadership change that or a lot of us have been hoping for to happen over there at Broadsword, to happen over there at Star Wars: The Old Republic. But we'll see. But stay tuned to the channel. Any new things coming out from that, I will be one of the first ones to report on it. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is this a great thing for the game? Are you more optimistic now about what's going to happen? I kind of am, because when you're a public entity, when you're a public corporation, you're beholden to the shareholder. You're beholden to the board that's there, right? You're not so much beholden to the paying client, but you are beholden to the bigger ups who have all the stockies and are like, yes, buttons, do this. Yes, furries. But when they're private, not so much. You don't really have to go through that. You don't have to go through as many hoops and hurdles in that end of the day. Either way, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Keep the conversation going on down there as well. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, and that bell notification, and hit that hype button, my friends. When you hit the hype button, you get 3 free hypes, I believe, a week. And it really helps. It pushes out the video for more people to see. And we want more members here. We want more followers here. We want all the things. We want more family members here, my friends, as we continue to take on the world very slowly. Either way, my friends, you want to see videos early? Do you want to get a monthly podcast, which I really need to do soon? Why not become a member to the channel? It helps us out quite a bit. Literally keeps the lights on. And hey, either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe and become part of the family here at Boomy Nation, the freak show of YouTube, and the black sheep of gaming. And as always, my friends, remember to be kind. It's about community, and don't forget to spay and neuter your Wookiees. We'll see you later, my friends. Good day. Hit that button, ask for